On today's show, Tesla official Q2 earnings call shows their higher revenue and higher losses in the previous quarter, but also suggests profitability is just around the corner. There's a tiny new electric bubble car on the loose, and Volkswagen may be about to recall some 100,000 plug-in cars because of a toxic metal that may be inside the charging circuits of said vehicles. These stories and more coming next. This is Ecotricity's ecoTEC roundup show from New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company. We're 100% Kiwi and 50% community owned. Switch today at ecotricity.co.nz. Hi there, I'm Nikki, your resident ecoTEC host, and while it's not available in New Zealand yet, I hope you caught our Model 3 review from earlier this week. If you didn't, there will be a link for you to follow at the end of today's show. We start today with the official Q2 2018 results figures published this week by Tesla. Tesla's gross revenue increased to $4 billion for the quarter, while losses per share rose to $4.22. Both of these figures are higher than Wall Street had predicted, but it turns out Wall Street was impressed by Tesla's overall performance, resulting in a massive jump in share prices the next day. The Q2 earnings call was also interesting. Aside from apologizing for his behavior in previous calls, Tesla CEO Elon Musk said the company is readying a third-generation autopilot system that's 10 times faster than current generation tech. It will be coming soon and will be offered as a plug-and-play upgrade option for existing cars alongside new vehicles. Tesla says it will reach profitability next quarter thanks to increased output and massive slashing of its operating costs. I made a more in-depth analysis this week on this channel, so I've linked to it in the show notes below. The Automotive Energy Supply Corporation, AESC, is a Nissan subsidiary which has been responsible for producing all of the lithium-ion battery packs found in every Nissan Leaf and ENV200 electric minivan made to this point. With other companies now making higher capacity, long-lasting and cheaper batteries for the automotive sector, Nissan has been trying to sell AESC for more than 2 years, looking to LG Chem and other suppliers for future EV battery packs instead. After an estimated $1 billion deal to sell AESC to Chinese-based GSR Capital fell through last month due to an apparent lack of funds to complete the purchase, Nissan has announced a new purchase deal. This time it's from Envision Group, a Chinese renewable energy firm which could use AESC to produce batteries for renewable energy or automotive applications. AESC facilities in Sunderland, UK, Smyrna, Tennessee, and Oppama, Japan will continue to supply Nissan with battery packs in the short term, although it's not clear what the long-term future for each facility will be under the deal. With the Model S now in its 6th year of production and the Model X in its 3rd year of production, Tesla's two high-performance flagship models are, if we use the standard auto industry timeline, due for a mid-cycle refresh, or in the case of the Model S, a second-generation revamp. Well, this week, news site Electrek said it confirmed with inside sources at Tesla that both the S and the X will be getting a new interior mid-2019. That refresh is said to include replacing the current portrait touchscreen orientation with a landscape one like the Model 3, preparing customers and cars for a future where the vehicles will be doing most of the driving for them. There's even a hint at a design with no steering wheel, while internal seats are also due to get a premium refresh to make them feel a little more like the competition. Obviously, this is only a rumour for now, but I'm keen to know what you think in the comments below. Doubling down on its investment into hydrogen fuel cell vehicle technology, Toyota unveiled its second Portal FCV prototype semi this week, building on the lessons it's learned from the first Project Portal truck it produced last year. Like its predecessor, the truck, nicknamed Beta, is based on a full-size tractor unit capable of a combined weight capacity of 80,000 pounds. Driving range is said to be 300 miles, up from the 200 miles on its predecessor Alpha, while power is produced by a pair of Toyota Mirai fuel cell stacks and associated fuel tanks. Like its predecessor, it will be pushed into service at the ports of Los Angeles and Long Beach. It was supposed to be a revolutionary service designed to remove privately owned vehicles off the streets of Paris and other major cities around the world. But after officially closing its Paris-based Autolib Fleet, Bolloré said this week that it plans to scrap around half of the Pininfarina-designed, custom-made Bolloré Blue electric cars that formed the basis of said service. The rest of the cars will be moved to other Bolloré car-sharing services in other cities or sold to private businesses. With mainstream automakers like BMW and Mercedes-Benz teaming up, as well as Renault and PSA with their own car-sharing schemes, Bolloré Blue cars were plagued with issues around parking, booking and cleanliness, and the company is currently facing accumulated losses of €293 million predicted by 2023. That said, it appears eager to continue operating its existing services in other cities around the world, so watch this space. Faraday Future announced this week that it's produced its first body-in-white for the FF91 electric SUV using production tooling at its new production facility in Hanford, California. Unlike previous prototypes, which were hand-built, this new pre-production vehicle will help Faraday Future ready itself for full production in the coming months. When that will take place exactly is still a little unknown, although Faraday Future says it will be delivering cars to customers as early as this coming December. At more than twice the cost of a fully loaded Tesla Model X, however, it's really not clear what the company's order books are really looking like. Ride-sharing service Uber has quietly ended its self-driving truck program, stating instead earlier this week that it intends to focus exclusively on autonomous vehicle tech for cars. Uber began developing self-driving truck technology in 2016 when it acquired startup truck company Otto. Despite unveiling plans earlier this year to use human-driven trucks for short-distance haul trips and autonomous trucks for long-distance trips, Uber now says that it believes having its entire team focusing on self-driving cars is the best path moving forwards. Given the year Uber has had and the amount of competition now in the autonomous truck marketplace, this announcement really isn't all that surprising. Volkswagen has, for some time, said that it sees the future in electric vehicles lying with solid-state battery technology. As such, it's invested a lot of money in recent years in solid-state battery startups and tech, with the goal of securing itself large quantities of solid-state battery packs moving forwards. This week, however, Volkswagen CEO Herbert Diess hinted that the company doesn't want to become dependent on outside suppliers. Instead, hinting that there's a goal of producing its own solid-state battery packs in-house by 2025. As I've said before, talk is great, but the world's largest automaker really needs to start producing long-range EVs if it wants people to take it seriously, especially when it's said recently that it sees a need for 40 Tesla gigafactory-sized battery production facilities in less than 7 years' time. Tesla may be in charge of the mainstream automotive plug-in market, but in Germany this week, a small company called Evum announced that it will be putting its aCar quadricycle into series production next year. The aCar, originally designed at the Technical University of Munich, is designed to bring affordable and robust electric mobility to developing nations, and it's built for functionality rather than speed or range. I made a video on it this week on this channel, so if you want more info, follow the link in the description below. Volkswagen hasn't produced all that many plug-in cars yet, but this week we learned that it may be facing a recall of more than 124,000 of them after it was discovered that one of its suppliers had delivered battery chargers to it between 2013 and 2018 that contain cadmium. That metal, banned in Europe for most car parts, is incredibly toxic and is a known carcinogen. Since the metal is inside the charging units, about 0.08 of a gram of cadmium is expected to be in each charger, there are no immediate health risks, but nevertheless, expect a recall as to leave the chargers and metal in situ would be illegal. And finally, while small and tiny cars have existed as long as the automobile has, the 1950s and 60s enjoyed something of a boom of tiny cars in post-war Europe. Bubble cars, seen as frugal and trendy, were all the rage with young childless couples, and today, 50 years later, these cars are commanding massive prices in the classic car world. Well, now the bubble car is back, courtesy of the Microlino, a modern all-electric bubble car that's totally evocative of the original Isetta and packs a top speed of 55 miles per hour, 90k, in a package that's easy to park, can seat two, and travels upwards of 130 miles, 215 kilometers on a charge. Having lived with two tiny EVs over the years, I can say categorically I want one, and at an estimated sticker price of €12,000, it really won't break the bank for inner city travel. What say you? And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, tell your friends about the show, and if you've got some feedback, well, send it our way. As always, I'll be back soon with more ecoTech goodness, so make sure you hit that notification bell to find out the minute a new show is uploaded. Oh, and don't forget to watch that Tesla Model 3 review. In the meantime, have a great weekend, make sure you do something fun, and don't forget to help keep those wind turbines spinning by switching to New Zealand's only carboNZero certified renewable electricity company. That's it. Thanks for joining me. I'm Nikki Gordon-Bloomfield. Ka kite. See you next time.